Hello. Nice to meet you again. Today in the lecture, we will confirm the method of combining Korean characters to form Korean syllables and words. If you understand today's lecture, you should be able to read and write Korean successfully. With today's lecture, we will conclude all lectures related to reading and writing Korean. In the next lecture, we will introduce 5 principles that can help you quickly develop your Korean oral communication skills by applying them to Korean oral communication. We will also discuss how to apply these principles to enhance your Korean oral communication abilities. Now, let's begin today's lesson. We will confirm the method of creating Korean words by combining consonants and vowels in Hangul. First, let's explore 4 ways of combining consonants and vowels to form syllables that make up words. The first method is vowels. As mentioned in the previous lecture, we can form syllables and even words using only vowels. The words we confirmed in the first lecture, such as ayi, oee, yeo woo, woo you, are good examples. The second method is consonant and vowel. With this method, we can compose syllables and words by combining consonants and vowels. Representative words include
베개, 타자, 주소, 포도.
The third method is vowel and consonant. Words composed in this third format are examples like
야, 역, 용, 음악.
Finally, the fourth method is consonant, vowel, and consonant forming a syllable. Words created in this fourth format include
곰탕, 항고, 선물, 삼겹살.
Now, let's take a closer look at the first method. The reason why we can compose syllables and words using only vowels, which is the first method, is because, as explained in the previous lecture, the consonant iyang is silent when it comes before a vowel. Since syllables and words composed solely of vowels only require reading the vowels, you can refer to the methods of reading vowels explained in the first and second lectures. It's important to note that in oral communication, even if you only vocalize vowels, you can still form syllables and words. However, in written communication, it is necessary to write the consonant iyang even if it is silent. The order and method of writing vowels with the consonant iyang are as follows. The order and method of writing vowels, including the consonant iyang, are as follows. For vertical vowels, write from left to right sequentially. For example, as shown on the screen, the first syllable, of the word, ai, is written by first writing the consonant, iyang, on the left and then writing the vowel, a. When writing the consonant, iyang, you can write it like drawing a circle. The direction is generally counterclockwise. For the vowel, write the vowel, e, first, and then connect the stroke created by, area, to the middle of the vowel, e. If the vowel is a vertical and dark vowel, write the stroke created by area on the left first, then connect it with the vertical vowel e from the right. For example, let's examine the first syllable, ya, in the word yewu. First, write the consonant iyang on the left, then write the 2 strokes created by area in sequence from top to bottom. Connect the 2 strokes with the vowel e. On the other hand, if the vowel is a horizontal vowel, as shown on the screen, write the consonant iyang first from the top and then move downward. For horizontal vowels that are bright vowels, write the strokes generated by area first from the top and then write the horizontal vowel u, connecting the strokes from the bottom. If the horizontal and bright vowel have 2 strokes, like the vowel yo, write them sequentially from left to right, as shown on the screen. Meanwhile, if the horizontal vowel is a dark vowel, as shown on the screen, write the consonant iyang first and move downward from the bottom of the consonant. Then, write the horizontal vowel u and connect the strokes generated by area from the bottom, as shown on the screen. For dark vowels that are also horizontal vowels, like the vowel u with 2 strokes generated by area, use the same method to write the 2 strokes sequentially from left to right. In summary, the basic order of writing vowels is as follows, from left to right or from top to bottom. For double vowels combining horizontal and vertical vowels, first write the horizontal vowel from the left and then write the vertical vowel on the right in sequence. For example, for the vowel, way, first write the consonant, young, then write the horizontal vowel, o, below the consonant, young. Move to the right and write the vertical vowel, a. When writing the vertical vowel, a, make sure to write it with sufficient length to encompass the entire combination of the consonant and horizontal vowel, o. Even when writing a vertical double vowel like a, which combines the vowels, and e, write them in sequence from left to right. As demonstrated in the example of the double vowel, way, the basic order of writing in Korean is from left to right and from top to bottom. Once again, I recommend checking the video lecture linked in the comments for a clearer understanding of the reading and writing order of Korean consonants and vowels. The second method is to compose it as consonants and vowels. Words that can demonstrate the second method include guri, noona, bola, hosu. If you have checked the first and second lectures of this video education, you should be able to read it well enough. The order and method of reading are, if the vowel that makes up the syllable is a vertical vowel, read the consonant on the left and the vowel on the right simultaneously. For example, in the word, guri, the first syllable, ga, is read by simultaneously reading the left consonant, giok, and the right vowel, as ga. Then, in the second syllable, li, read the left consonant, riul, and the right vowel, e, simultaneously as, li. After reading the first syllable, ga, and then the second syllable, li, in order, you have correctly read the word, guri. The writing method is the same as the reading method. For example, for the first syllable, ga, write the left consonant, giok, first, and then the left vowel, in order. When writing the consonant, giok, start from the left and write it without interruption from top to bottom. You have written it correctly if you start from the left and write it without interruption from top to bottom. When writing the consonant, riul, in the second syllable, li, as shown on the screen, write it as if writing, giok, at the top, then write a horizontal vowel, u, shape, connecting it to the bottom end of the first, giok, you wrote. Then, at the left end of the horizontal vowel, u, write the consonant, neun. Check the correct order for writing the word, guri, by looking at the screen. On the other hand, in the second method, if the vowel is a horizontal vowel, you should have consonants above the horizontal vowel and vowels below the consonant simultaneously. As an example, let's consider the word, buemo. The first syllable, bu, is read by simultaneously reading the consonant above, biup, and the horizontal vowel below, wu, as, bu. When reading the second syllable, mo, pronounce the consonant, mium, above and the vowel, o, below simultaneously as, mo. Therefore, to read the word, buemo, read, bu, on the left and then, mo, on the right in order. The writing method is similar to the reading method. For the first syllable, bu, write the consonant, biup, above and then the vowel, wu, below in order. When writing the consonant, biup, write the left side first, similar to writing the vowel, e, on both sides, then connect both, e, with horizontal strokes resembling the vowel, u, at regular intervals from top to bottom. Also, as there is no fixed order, applying the basic order mentioned earlier, write the vertical vowel, e, from the left, then write a horizontal vowel shape, u, in the middle, and connect it with a horizontal vowel shape, u, at the end of the left vertical vowel, e. Finally, connect these two horizontal vowels from the right with a vertical vowel, e. When writing the second syllable, mo, similarly, first write the vowel, mium, above and then write the vowel, o, below in order. When writing the consonant, mium, first erect a pillar-shaped structure similar to the vertical vowel, e, on the left, then start from the top of the vertical vowel, e, and write the consonant, giok, to the right. Connect the top of the vertical vowel, e, with the bottom of the consonant, giok, with a horizontal vowel, u, and you will be able to write the square-shaped consonant, mium, in the correct order. Once again, please access the link below to review the writing order and method of the remaining consonants and vowels that were not introduced in today's lecture. In the lecture provided below, only the writing order and method of the basic 10 vowels were introduced. However, you can find how to read the 11 vowels derived by combining 2 vowels in the second lecture. Through the introduced video lecture, if you have understood the writing order and method of the 10 basic vowels, you should be able to write the 11 derived vowels in the correct order. If you have understood how to read the second syllable structure, try reading the following words.
나무, 나무. 시계, 시계. 채소, 채소. 후추, 후추.
If you can read the introduced words, now try writing them in the correct order. Next, let's introduce the third method of constructing syllables. The third method of constructing syllables is composed of vowels and consonants. Words that can demonstrate the third method include yog, young, yong, wumok. Like the first method introduced earlier, the existence of the silent consonant young before the vowel enables this syllable structure. In other words, the third method can be described as the syllable structure of initial consonant young plus vowel plus final consonant, where the final consonant is also known as botchim. First, let's confirm how to read words with the third type of syllable structure. The order and method of reading involve both the final consonant, botchim, and the vowel, and both vertical and horizontal vowels are placed above botchim. Therefore, read the vowel and consonant above, botchim, simultaneously. At this time, the final consonant, botchim, should be pronounced without a burst of sound. For example, let's look at the pronunciation of the word, yog. Pronounce the vowel, ya, above the final consonant giyok, and read it simultaneously as yog. Since the final consonant, giyok, is without a burst of sound, read the word, yog, as yog, rather than, yaku. As briefly introduced in the first lecture, if giyok is the initial consonant, it sounds closer to the English voiced velar sound, gu, and if it is the final consonant, it sounds closer to ku. As another example, let's examine the word, yoke. Pronounce the vowel, yo, above the final consonant, giyok, and read it simultaneously as, yoke. Since the final consonant, giyok, is without a burst of sound, read the word, yoke, as yoke, rather than, yoku. If you understand how to read the second syllable structure, try reading the words appearing on the screen while listening to the sounds.
안약, 안약. 연인, 연인. 영웅, 영웅. 응원, 응원.
As you can confirm while listening to the audio, you may notice differences between the Korean spelling of the introduced words and their actual pronunciation. These differences arise due to a phonological rule called final to initial sound movement. This sound movement refers to the rule that the final consonant of the preceding syllable moves to the next syllable, becoming the initial consonant of that syllable. For example, in the word onyak, the final consonant, botchim, neun, of the preceding syllable becomes the initial consonant of the next syllable, replacing the original consonant, young. Since the consonant, young, is pronounced as a null sound when it is the initial consonant of a syllable, the final consonant, neun, of the preceding syllable moves to become the initial consonant of the next syllable. Therefore, when reading the word, onyak, rather than reading it as, onyak, it should be read more naturally as, onyak. Try reading the other 4 words as well, applying the rule for a more natural pronunciation.
연인, 연인. 발음, 발음. 음악, 음악. 원앙, 원앙.
If you can read the introduced words naturally, now try writing them in the correct order. First, write the vowel on top of the final consonant, botchim, and then move downward to write, botchim. For example, for a syllable composed of the initial consonant young and the double vowel consisting of the horizontal vowel wu and the vertical vowel as seen in the first syllable one of the word one ek, you can write in the following order. Start by writing the initial consonant young, then move downward to write the horizontal vowel wu, and finally move to the right to write the vertical vowel In this case, it's common to write the vertical vowel with sufficient length to encompass both the consonant young and the horizontal vowel wu. Once you've written the consonant young and the vowel w, move downward to write the final consonant neun. When writing the final consonant neun, ensure that it is long enough to cover most of the vowel above it. In summary, briefly explaining the writing order, start by writing the consonant young and the vowel on top of the final consonant, then move downward to write the final consonant, making sure it covers most of the vowel. Now it's time to explain the fourth method of syllable composition, which involves consonant, vowel, and consonant. Before delving into the explanation of the fourth method, it's necessary to take a closer look at the final consonant, bachim, briefly introduced in the third method. In the first and second lessons, we confirmed a total of 19 consonants, including the 14 basic consonants and 5 double consonants. All 14 basic consonants can be used as the initial consonant as well as the final consonant, bachim. As mentioned earlier, the 5 double consonants, songyok, songdigut, songshiet, songbiyup, songyut, can all be used as the initial consonant, but only the double consonants, songyok and songshiet, can be used as the final consonant. However, while all 14 basic consonants and 2 double consonants, songyok and songshiet, can be used as final consonants, bachim, not all 16 of them are realized as final sounds. Instead, they are realized as one of the 7 representative final sounds, as explained earlier. Moreover, these 7 representative final sounds are realized as inexplosive sounds. To illustrate which final sound each of the 16 consonants produces, they are organized in the table on the screen. Please take a look at the table first and confirm how each consonant is realized as a final sound, bachim. Briefly explaining the content of the table on the screen, under the Jongsung, final consonant sounds section, each consonant indicates what consonants it represents. For instance, as seen in the table, the final consonant, gyok, represents 3 consonants, gyok, songyok, and kiyut. In the same sense, the final consonant, digut, represents a total of 7 consonants, digut, tiyut, chiit, songshiet, jiyut, chiyut, and kiyut. Lastly, the final consonant, biyup, represents the consonants, biyup, and piyup. Now, let's take a closer look at the finals that represent various final consonants. Firstly, regarding the final consonant sound, gyok, as shown on the screen, the final consonant sound, gyok, represents the finals, gyok, songyok, and kiyut. Therefore, the words mukta and mukta become homophones. Additionally, the finals of the second syllable in the words gyuk and buuk both share the inexplosive sound, ku. Listen to the words presented with audio and follow along to confirm the shared final sound, gyok, ku. Let's take a closer look at the pronunciation of the homophones, mukta and mukta. For the first syllable, muk, in the word mukta, the pronunciation is as follows, reading the horizontal vowel wu above the final consonant, gyok, simultaneously with the consonant mium above the horizontal vowel wu, it becomes mu. When you read this formed mu and the final consonant gyok as an inexplosive sound simultaneously, it becomes muk. Then, continuing to read the second syllable, ta, you correctly read the word mukta. Apply the same method when reading the homophone, mukta. However, as you may have noticed while practicing pronunciation with the audio, there are differences between the Korean spelling and the actual pronunciation, as seen in words like mukta and mukta. As explained earlier about double consonants, when a voiceless stop sound, k, follows the consonant s, in the English word sky, the voiceless stop sound, k, becomes a fortis sound. In Korean, there is a phenomenon of consonant tensification where the initial stops, giok, digut, biup, shiut, jiut, following the final consonants, giok, digut, or biup, are influenced by the preceding final consonant, resulting in fortis sounds. Therefore, for words like mukta and mukta, it is more accurate to read them as mukta rather than mukda. Let's practice the pronunciation of the following words to demonstrate this tensification phenomenon.
묵다, 묵다. 굳기, 굳기. 약도, 약도. 먹방, 먹방. 엽서, 엽서. 옷장, 옷장.
Next, let's examine the final consonant, digut. The following 7 final consonants, digut, tiut, shiut, sangshiut, jiut, chiut, and hiut, all share the final sound, digut, as shown on the screen. Therefore, the words listed in the table all become homophones, sharing the sound, nat. Additionally, nat, with the final consonant, hiut, though not listed as a word, also shares the final sound, digut, like the preceding words. Let's read aloud the 6 words that share the final consonant, digut, displayed on the screen, along with the audio.
낫, 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 낫. 나타, 나타.
The syllable, not, with the final consonant, hiut, is indeed part of a word, specifically the first syllable of the word, nata. Please note that when reading the word, nata, it is pronounced as nata rather than nata. This pronunciation exemplifies the aspiration rule in Korean, where the sounds of the consonants, giok, digut, biup, and jiut undergo sound changes to kiut, tiut, piup, and chiut, respectively when they are followed by or precede the consonant, hiut. As explained earlier, the addition of strokes to the consonants results in aspiration. For instance, the consonant, giok, becomes kiut, with an added stroke. The sound of the consonant, digut, becomes tiut, biup, becomes piup, and jiut, becomes chiut. Similarly, when the consonant, hiut, is adjacent to the consonants, giok, digut, biup, and jiut, it causes them to change to kiut, tiut, piup, and chiut, respectively. Understanding this rule will help you remember the aspiration principle. Let's practice the pronunciation of words demonstrating this aspiration rule while listening to the audio. The upper 2 words exhibit the effect of hiut in the initial position, while the lower 2 words showcase the influence of hiut in the final position, causing the aspiration of consonants.
어떻게, 어떻게. 좋다, 좋다. 좁히다, 좁히다. 젖히다, 젖히다.
Finally, let's explore the final consonant sound, biup, which represents both biup and piup sounds. The final consonants, biup and piup, share the inexplosive sound, pu. Consequently, the single-syllable words eep with the final consonant, biup, and eep with the final consonant, piup, become homophones. Listen to the pronunciation of these 2 words and practice along to verify the shared final consonant, biup, pu, sound.
입, 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 입.
If you've understood botchim's sound, now let's explore the 4th syllable structure, consisting of consonant, vowel, and consonant. To read the 4th syllable structure, you can understand it by reading both the 2nd syllable structure, consisting of consonant and vowel, and simultaneously including the final consonant, botchim. Let's take the word jam as an example to illustrate this. When reading the word jam, simultaneously pronounce the consonant sound jiut on the left and the vowel sound ah on the right, resulting in jar. At the same time, read the final consonant sound mium, equivalent to the sound m in English as an inexplosive sound, and you should pronounce it as jam. Let's consider another example, the word chum. Since the word chum contains the horizontal vowel wu, you first read the consonant chiut and the vowel wu together as chu, and simultaneously read the final consonant sound mium as a non-explosive sound, resulting in chum. Listen to the audio and practice pronunciation by reading the following words. To confirm once again, when the consonant ing is a final consonant, it is pronounced as ung sound.
공항, 공항. 달력, 달력. 책상, 책상. 한복, 한복.
As you have confirmed while practicing pronunciation with the audio, you can see that there are differences between the Korean writing and the actual pronunciation, as in the word cheksang. As explained earlier, the initial stop sound, shiat, of the second syllable becomes a fortis sound due to the influence of the final stop sound, giok, of the preceding syllable, resulting in the pronunciation, cheksang. If you can read the fourth syllable structure, let's now confirm the writing method. The writing method for the fourth syllable structure can be confirmed through the writing method for the third syllable structure. The only difference is that instead of the initial consonant, ing, you use a different consonant. For example, let's compare the order and method of writing the second syllable, ek, in the word, one ek, with the first syllable, mek, in the word, mekju. First, for the syllable, ek, you would start by writing the consonant, ing, then move to the left to write the vowel, a, and finally move down to write the final consonant, giok. Now, let's look at the syllable, mek. Start by writing the consonant, giok, on the left, move to the left to write the vowel, a, and then move down to write the final consonant, giok. Have you understood the difference? To confirm once again, the only difference is that you use the consonant, mium, instead of the initial consonant, ing. As another example, let's examine the words, woondong, and mungu, which include horizontal vowels. For the first syllable, woon, in the word, woondong, you would start by writing the consonant, ing, move down to write the vowel, woo, and then move down again to write the final consonant, neun. Now, for the first syllable, moon, in the word, mungu, start by writing the consonant, mium, above, move down to write the vowel, woo, and then move down again to write the final consonant, neun. To summarize, whether the syllable includes vertical or horizontal vowels, the order of writing for the third and fourth syllable structures is the same. The only difference is that you use a different consonant instead of the initial consonant, ing. Up to this point, we have introduced 4 methods of composing syllables. It is common to classify syllable composition into 4 methods. However, in this textbook, we aim to classify it into 2 methods rather than 4. The viewpoint that allows classification into 4 is based on the consideration that the initial consonant, ing, is silent in the first position. However, in written communication in Korean, if the consonant, ing, is silent in the initial position, it must be represented as a consonant. Therefore, even if the consonant, ing, is silent in the initial position, if it is represented as a character, it is possible to classify syllable composition into 2 methods. If organized as shown in the table on the screen, it is possible to classify into 2 methods instead of 4. This classification is much more concise, and learners can understand and remember it much more easily. Take a look at the table on the screen, consider which method might be easier for you to understand, and choose the most efficient method for yourself. As you can see in the table, based on the 4 classification methods, even if the consonant, ing, is considered silent as the first consonant, we can integrate the first and second methods into consonant plus vowel if it is represented as a character. Similarly, if we recognize the consonant iyang as a consonant and not silent, we can integrate the third and fourth methods into consonant plus vowel plus consonant. Therefore, by defining the consonant iyang as a consonant rather than silent, we can explain syllable structure more concisely by integrating into a 2-classification method instead of a 4-classification method. This textbook adopts the integrated approach, aiming to explain the Korean syllable structure more easily for learners to understand and remember in a 2-classification method. Now that you have understood and learned the syllable structure introduced and explained, listen to the following words and read them aloud. If you have understood the order and method of reading, practice writing the words according to the writing method explained so far.
택시, 택시. 돈, 돈. 숟가락, 숟가락. 하늘, 하늘. 엄마, 엄마. 찹쌀, 찹쌀. 숲, 숲. 젓가락, 젓가락. 곶감, 곶감. 꽃, 꽃. 부엌, 부엌. 나타, 나타. 콩나물, 콩나물. 단팥빵, 단팥빵. 연락, 연락.
Among the words mentioned above, you will notice that the word yeolok is pronounced differently from the characters written due to phonological rules. The phonological rule observed in the word yeolok is called euphony wallumjo in Korean. Euphony wallumjo occurs when the final consonant of the preceding syllable is neun and the initial consonant of the following syllable is ryul. In such cases, the final consonant, neun, of the preceding syllable is influenced by the initial consonant, ryul, of the following syllable, and changes to the consonant, ryul. In the case of the word yeolok, the final consonant, neun, of the first syllable is influenced by the initial consonant, ryul, of the second syllable, resulting in the consonant, ryul. Therefore, it is pronounced as yeolok rather than yunlok. Another representative word demonstrating euphony is the famous Korean mountain, Hwallasan. In the word Hwallasan, the final consonant, neun, of the first syllable and the initial consonant, ryul, of the second syllable cause euphony. The final consonant, neun, of the first syllable becomes the consonant, ryul, due to the influence of the initial consonant, ryul, of the second syllable. Therefore, instead of reading it as Hanrasan, it should be read as Hwallasan. As mentioned earlier, when the consonant, ryul, appears continuously as an initial and final consonant, both are written as L in English. Keep this rule in mind and practice the pronunciation of words with the second syllable structure, consonant plus vowel plus consonant, and words that demonstrate such phonological rules while listening to the audio.
연락, 연락. 한라산, 한라산. 알라, 알라. 분리, 분리. 원리, 원리. 윤리, 윤리.
Let's summarize the content so far. 2 double consonants, sangyeok and sangshiet, along with all basic consonants, can be used as final consonants. Out of the 16 final consonants, only 7 consonants produce audible sounds. Among the 16 consonants, neun, mium, ryul, and iyang can independently produce final consonant sounds. The remaining 12 have specific final consonant sounds. The final consonants, giok, sangyeok, kiup, are realized as the sound, giok, ku sound. The final consonants, biup and piup, are realized as the sound, biup, pu sound. The final consonants, digut, tiut, shiut, songshiut, jiut, chiut, and hiut, are realized as the sound, digut, tu sound. Each of the final consonants, giok, biup, and digut, represent multiple final consonants, inevitably leading to the creation of homophones for these three final consonants. Therefore, distinguishing the meanings of different words with the same final consonant sound depends on context or conversation. That is, rather than studying Korean words solely through sound or characters, it is essential to use integrated Korean language learning methods that involve both sound and characters, especially focusing on the relationship between characters and final consonants. Understanding phonological rules is crucial to comprehend sound changes according to these rules. Phonological rules will be explained whenever words demonstrating sound changes appear. Meanwhile, while explaining the second method of syllable composition, we looked at the consonants that can be used as the final consonant. The 14 basic consonants and 2 double consonants, songgiok and songshiut, can be used as both the initial and final consonant, but there are 11 double consonants that can only be used as the final consonant. In the second lesson, we introduced 11 double vowels. Understanding that there are 11 double consonants, just like the 11 double vowels, might make it easier to remember. The derivation of these 11 double consonants is shown in the table on the screen. Now, let's confirm the final consonant rules for the 11 double consonants summarized in the table. First, the same final consonant rules as those introduced earlier apply to these 11 double consonants. In other words, the final sounds of the 11 double consonants are also realized as one of the 7 representative final consonant sounds, giok, neun, digut, riul, mium, biup, and iung. To confirm once again, if the consonants, digut, tiut, shiut, songshiut, jiut, chiut, and hiut, are used as the final consonant, they all realize the final sound as digut, tu sound. Therefore, the following words shown on the screen all become homophones. Returning to the 11 double consonants shown in the table on the screen, let's briefly explain the final consonant rules that apply to these 11 double consonants. The 11 representative final consonants are determined by the order of Korean consonants. For example, the word mok is pronounced as mok, not mot. This is because the consonant, giok, precedes the consonant, shiut, so the representative final consonant for the double consonant, giokshiut, is giok, ku sound, not shiut, tu sound. Another example is the word dok with the double consonant final, riul giok. How should we read it? That's right. Since the consonant, giok, precedes the consonant, riul, we read it as dok, not dol. Lastly, for the double consonant final, biupshiut, in the word gop, the consonant, biup, precedes shiut, so we read it as gop, not got. However, the final consonant rules applied to these double consonants do not apply to the marked double consonants, riul and riul. For instance, let's check the final consonant of the word, som. Although one might think that the consonant, riul, precedes the consonant, leading to the misconception that som should be read as sol, it is actually read as som. Similarly, for the word yupta, even though one might think that the consonant, riul, precedes the consonant, piup, leading to the assumption that it should be read as yulda, it is actually read as yupta. While keeping in mind the final consonant rules for the 11 double consonants we've discussed so far, let's practice the pronunciation of words with double consonants as final consonants by listening to audio samples. When practicing the pronunciation of words containing the double consonants listed in the table on the screen, pay attention to the syllables highlighted in red.
너, 앉다, 앉다. 점잖다, 점잖다. 막다, 막다. 굶다, 굶다. 넓다, 넓다. 외골, 외골 핥다 핥다 읊다 읊다 잃다 잃다 없다 없다 앓다 앓다
As you practice the pronunciation of the provided words while listening to the audio, you may have noticed that some words exhibit differences between their written Korean form and actual pronunciation. In other words, there are specific phonetic rules you need to pay attention to. For example, the verbs nolta and halta presented in the table above demonstrate environments distinct from those explained in the previously discussed phonetic environments. According to the rules for double vowel final consonants, the final consonant, ryul biup, in the verb nolta is pronounced as ryul, and the final consonant, ryul tiut, in halta, is also pronounced as ryul. Therefore, the tensification of digut after the final ryul in nolta and halta occurs in an environment where the previously explained phonetic rules do not apply. The tensification of digut after the final ryul in nolta and halta is explained not by the influence of the representative final consonant ryul, but by the influence of the second consonants biup and tiut in the final consonants ryul biup and ryul tiut used as final consonants, respectively. Applying the same phonetic rules, the verb anta should be pronounced as anta rather than onda. This perspective is supported by examining verbs like alda and salda, where both share the final consonant ryul, and tensification of the stop sound digut does not occur after the final ryul in this case. In this way, evidence that a final consonant, although used as a botchim, can influence the sound of the following consonant even if not used as a final consonant sound, can be found in words like jumjonta and ilta. In the adjective jumjonta, the botchim of the second syllable John is neun hyut, and according to the final consonant rules, neun becomes the final consonant sound of the second syllable. In this case, the hyut in the double consonant botchim neun hyut influences the following consonant digut, causing the consonant digut to undergo aspiration and sound like tiut to sound. As a result, the verb jumjonta should be read as jumjonta, not jumjonda. Applying the same rule, the verb ilta also has the second consonant hyut in the botchim influencing the initial digut, so it should be read as ilta instead of ilda. Another phonological phenomenon involving the second consonant of a double consonant used as a final consonant botchim influencing the following syllable is sound movement yum woon idong. For example, when reading the verb anta, we pronounce it as anta, as mentioned earlier. However, when making a polite request to someone using the verb anta with the honorific ending euseo, you can write it as anshueseo. If you were to read the polite request anshueseo, considering that the verb stem on ends with the final consonant sound neun, you might be tempted to read it as anueseo. However, following the phonemic shift rule, the second consonant of the double consonant, neunjiut, shifts to the following syllable, and you should read it as anshueseo. Applying the same rule, when making a polite request with the verb ikta and euseo, you can say ilgueseo. Now, how would you politely command someone with the verb yupta? Instead of saying irueseo, you should say yulpueseo, to adhere to the phonological rule. Let's practice the pronunciation with the audio.
앉으세요. 앉으세요. 읊으세요. 읊으세요.
Until now, we have introduced phonological phenomena such as tensification, aspiration, and sound movement, where the final consonant of the preceding syllable influences the initial consonant of the following syllable. However, there are also phonological rules where the initial consonant of the following syllable affects the final consonant of the preceding syllable. When the final consonant of the preceding syllable influences the initial consonant of the following syllable, leading to an impact on the following consonant, it is called progressive assimilation. Conversely, when the initial consonant of the following syllable influences the final consonant of the preceding syllable, it is called regressive assimilation. The phenomenon of regressive assimilation is exemplified by the previously introduced euphony, waliumjo. A prominent example of euphony as regressive assimilation is found in the famous mountain in Jeju Island, Hwasan. The initial consonant of the second syllable, la, influences the final consonant of the preceding syllable, neun, leading to the pronunciation, halasan, instead of hanrasan. In this way, when the following syllable influences the preceding syllable, causing a change in the preceding syllable, it can be termed as regressive assimilation. The second phonological phenomenon that demonstrates regressive assimilation is the nasalization rule. Nasalization rules can be divided into two types, the first type being regressive assimilation. For example, as shown in the word, gungmul, the initial nasal consonant, mium, of the following syllable influences the final consonant, giyok, of the preceding syllable, causing the final consonant sound, giyok, of the preceding syllable to change to the nasal, ung. Therefore, the word, gungmul, should be read as, gungmul. To summarize the first case of regressive assimilation, the nasalization rule indicates that final and explosive consonant sounds, giyok, digut, and biyup, become nasalized under the influence of nasal, neun, or mium, initial consonant sound in the following syllable. The words demonstrating such nasalization phenomena are organized in the table on the screen. Let's practice pronouncing these words demonstrating nasalization phenomena as regressive assimilation while listening to the audio.
악마, 악마. 안문, 안문. 익명, 익명. 임내, 임내.
The second type of nasalization rule is progressive assimilation, where the final nasal consonant sound, mium, or iyung, of the preceding syllable influences the initial consonant sound, riul, of the following syllable, causing the initial consonant sound, riul, of the following syllable to change to nasal sound, neun. For example, in the word, yomnu, the final consonant sound, mium, of the preceding syllable influences the initial consonant sound, riul, of the following syllable, so, yomnu, should be read as, yomnu. Let's practice pronouncing the words demonstrating the second type of nasalization rule as shown in the table on the screen while listening to the audio.
양력, 양력. 종로, 종로. 음료수, 음료수. 공로, 공로.
Today's lecture on double consonants used as final consonants can be summarized as follows. When a double consonant is used as a final consonant, there is a phonological rule called the final consonant rule, where the representative consonant sound of the double consonant is used as the final consonant sound. These representative consonant sounds are determined alphabetically, except for the double consonants, riul mium and riul piup, which do not follow this rule. In other words, the final consonant sounds of the two double consonants is determined by the consonant that comes later in alphabetical order, not by the initial, riul. Another grammatical consideration when using double consonants as final consonants is that the second consonant of the double consonant influences the sound of the following syllable. So far, we have discussed tensification, aspiration, sound movement, euphony, and nasalization phenomena. When the final consonant sound of the preceding syllable influences the initial consonant sound of the following syllable, resulting in a change in the initial consonant sound of the following syllable, it's called progressive assimilation. Conversely, when the initial consonant sound of the following syllable influences the final consonant sound of the preceding syllable, resulting in a change in the final consonant sound of the preceding syllable, it's called regressive assimilation. In addition to these, there are various other phonological rules in Korean. I will explain each of these rules in detail whenever they occur in everyday conversation situations. To summarize today's lecture, the 14 basic consonants and the two double consonants, songgyok and songshiet, can be used as final consonants, making a total of 16 possible final consonants. However, among these, the 7 consonants, giok, neun, digut, riul, mium, biup, and iung, can independently manifest as final sounds, while the remaining 9 consonants are realized as one of the representative sounds such as giok, digut, and biup, typically as an unreleased sound. Double consonants as final consonants also follow this rule and are realized as one of the 7 representative sounds. The representative final sound for the 11 double consonants is determined by the order of Korean consonants, with exceptions for 2 double consonants, riul-mium and riul-piup, which are determined in reverse order. In Korean phonology, certain double consonants, while not serving as representative sounds, can still influence sound changes in the initial consonant of the following syllable through processes such as tensification, aspiration, or sound movement. Specifically, in certain phonological environments, double consonants, when used exclusively as final consonants, can impact both the final consonant of the current syllable and the initial consonant of the subsequent syllable, leading to a variety of sound changes. For instance, consider the word ikta, typically pronounced as ikta. However, when the stem ik is combined with the connective ending go, the final consonant, giok, undergoes a change to riul, resulting in the pronunciation ilko for itko. This example illustrates how double consonants, when functioning solely as final consonants, can influence the pronunciation of both the current and subsequent syllables, thereby causing various sound changes. Due to the inconsistent phonological rules, introducing numerous phonological rules and exceptions at the basic stages of Korean learning might become an overwhelming amount of information for you. More importantly, it could be an inefficient learning method. Therefore, if you prioritize learning only the phonological rules that occur in the words you're learning or in conversation situations you encounter, your workload in learning Korean would significantly decrease, leading to a much more efficient Korean learning process. Moreover, if you prioritize learning and practicing phonological rules that occur in communication situations you experience, even if you make errors due to not being familiar with certain phonological rules or applying them incorrectly, your conversation partner would still be able to understand your speech based on the context of the conversation. In conclusion, the final consonant rules for double consonants used as final consonants are inconsistent, and the final consonant can change depending on the phonological environment. It can also be influenced by the initial consonant of the following syllable and affect the sound changes in the initial consonant of the following syllable. Due to such characteristics of Korean, as mentioned earlier, it would be much more efficient to prioritize confirming phonological rules experienced during word learning or communication situations, rather than trying to memorize all phonological rules at once. Let's conclude the lecture by remembering the final consonant rules and phonological rules for double consonants used as final consonants and practicing Korean pronunciation focusing on words with a second syllable structure, consonant plus vowel plus consonant. Let's practice Korean pronunciation with the words listed in the table on the screen while listening to the audio.
한호, 한호. 공항, 공항. 정류장, 정류장. 곱창, 곱창. 등산, 등산. 한라산, 한라산. 경복궁, 경복궁. 동전, 동전. 얇다, 얇다. 김밥, 김밥. 영화관, 영화관. 점심, 점심. 반찬, 반찬. 맥주, 맥주. 삼겹살, 삼겹살. 육회, 육회.
시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 다음 시간에 다시 만나요.